So a couple things roster-wise, we'll add Fox back to the practice squad, and Youngway signed him to the practice squad, let him compete with Jude. Graham won't be ready this week. So those two guys will compete it out. In terms of practice, these are the players that will not practice: Malik, Theo, Nacho, Tracy, and Graham. Talk about the Chargers here. So Coach Harbaugh has done a great job for the past 2 years here. He also did a great job at San Francisco, Stanford, Michigan. I think the trademark from his teams is overall toughness. They execute well, and they do a really good job. I think the last year he played in the league was my first year in the league, so pretty outdated there. Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, has done it for a long time. Been in numerous spots, and I'd say the trademark for his offense is a tough team too. They use a lot of personnel groupings, probably more than anybody in the league. They'll have big 300-pounders as fullback. They also do a lot of 4 receiver sets, which they really haven't done in the past. And early in the game, they like to throw the football quite a bit, and they're pretty productive at it. Herbert, the quarterback, exceptionally young quarterback, athletic, gifted throwing the football, productive, can scramble, can make plays with his feet. And then he has 3 receivers that are all a little bit different, but he throws it to them about 70% of the time. Keenan Allen seems like he never ages, has a knack of getting open, tough cover, a lot of respect for what he's done for a long time. Q is fast, he's big, he's strong, he can stretch a vertical, and McConkey is a really good football player. Play in any spot, a go-to guy in certain situations, but he's a tough cover. O'Marion from North Carolina, big back, strong, fast, breaks tackles. Prayers out to Najee, is someone I had at Alabama for that injury. That's a tough injury. And I'd say Alt is their go-to lineman. They want to run the ball behind somebody. It's certainly going to be him. He's done a really good job. Jesse Minter with the defense. Was with Coach Harbaugh at Michigan. Has done a nice job there. They got one of the best players on the defensive side of the ball, Derwin James. He can play down, he can play back. He's long, rangy, athletic, tough. Remember preparing for him back in 17. When I was at Alabama, we were 1, I think they were 3, or vice versa. And watching this guy in college, and then as he's moved on in the pros, he's an exceptional player. They got 2 really good kickers and a really good specialist who can take it the distance, circle up the field, and create yards in that regard. Well-balanced team. They're 3-0. They've won 3 division games, 2 by 1-score games, playing good football, and certainly a tough challenge, them coming over here to play. And so in terms of the quarterback situation, I met both with Russ yesterday and Jaxson privately, and Russ was nothing but a pro, which I would expect him to be. It's my decision. We're going with Jaxson. We're going to get him ready to play this week and the remainder of the season. He's going to do everything he can. Russ will be the backup. The conversations that I've had with these young men will be private. The details will be private. All I can tell you is we're going with Jaxson, and we're getting ready to play. So I'm not going to add too much to it. Those are private conversations. It's my decision, and we're going with Jaxson.
Why did you make the decision?
Again, those are conversations I have with each player. Again, he's our starter. We're going forward with Jaxson, and we're going to get him ready to play.
What do you expect from a coach?
I expect him to prepare. I expect him to go out here and get better each time he plays. It's not always going to be perfect, but I do think that he has the right makeup and athleticism. And look, we're going to do everything we can do to help him be the best player. I know he is as well. It's not just on one person, it's on the entire team. And that's what we're going to do.
What is job 1 for you to make sure that he has success? What is job 1 for you and the coaching staff to make sure that he has success?
Yeah, we've been with him for a while. I think it'll be a work in progress relative to him playing in his first game. Again, there'll be some things that he hasn't seen. We'll try to do the best we can for him relative to our scheme, but it's going to take everybody. It's going to take the offensive line, the defense, the kicking game. and he just needs to go out there and do his job. Just make good decisions, throw the ball where he needs to throw it, make loose plays if he needs to make loose plays, take care of it. He doesn't have to do any more than that. And there'll be some, a lot of things to learn from. I've done this once before. It's not perfect, but I know he's doing everything he can do to get ready to play this game, and that's all you can ask for.
Brian, you've had a very hands-on approach with Jaxson since he's been here. Will you take a larger role in play calling now that he's going to be the quarterback in terms of either taking over play calling?
No, I have confidence in Mike. Those guys have met with Jaxson along with me, and they've met separately. We're going to do everything we can to help Jaxson be as good as he can play. Yep.
Why did you feel this was the right time to make the move?
Yeah, again, those are conversations that I'm not going to get into. It's my decision. I think it's the right thing, and that's the direction we're going to go.
What did ownership and Joe say when you guys deliberated on this? Like you keep saying it's your decision.
Yeah, it is.
Do they agree with it?
Yeah, it's my decision. Again, we have conversations, Pat. We've said this numerous times. I have plenty of conversations. That's the direction that I wanted to go, and that's the direction that we're going to go. There's good conversation we had. Those are private conversations, like I said before. But ultimately, it comes down to me and the decision that I made.
So would it be fair to say that even if there were deliberations with different viewpoints, they're trusting your call here?
Absolutely. Yes.
You guys talked all offseason about having this plan. Well, what part of the plan was starting Jaxson? How did that come? How much of a change was that from the plan you set up with?
Again, I think we've taken steps along the way, Dan, with him in a variety of ways. And again, I felt this was the right thing for our football team, and that's why it's happening.
Brian, it wasn't long ago that the report came out from Adam Schefter of ESPN that there really wasn't a sense of urgency to get Jaxson out there, that you guys preferred to stick with Russell. I mean, so what changed? Now I'm talking about your conversations with those guys. What changed?
Yeah, I would say that I haven't had any conversations but with players. So, again, you go into every situation, you do what you think is right, and that's what I've done.
How much does the pressure with him that we have seen? What do you see in practice that lets you know, or in the meeting room or whatever, that lets you know that he's ready for this right now?
Again, I don't think any rookie quarterback is ever just ready to play. You put him in there because you think that he's done enough to show you that he can go out there and compete, and he's done that every step of the way. And that's why I made the decision.
You expect Russell Wilson to be the backup?
That's what I said, yes.
This Sunday and the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the backup. He's the backup quarterback. Jaxson is the starter.
How much does being 0-3 and the pressure of that factor into the equation for you?
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Thanks. Look, I did it. I'm not going to get into the specifics, like I said before. I think it's the right thing for our football team, and so I'm doing it.
You don't think you owe it to your fan base to give an explanation of why you're doing this much?
Yeah, I appreciate our fans. We got to do a better job all the way around, and that's what we're trying to do.
The direction the season's going, you've noticed something you need to make to say your job?
Yeah, it's a long season, Dan. We've had 3 games. Haven't put it together all collectively, and made the decision to play Jaxson.
What's been that team's response to this decision? Do you guys have talked to players?
Yeah, told those guys this is where we're going. This is the direction we're going. Jaxson will be our starter. We can all do a better job, and we'll do everything we can to support him.
Do you regret not giving Jaxson more first-team reps in camp, knowing that this was a possibility so early in the season?
Yeah, I would say, Dan, our focus is on this week, what we're doing, how he's done. I think he's done a good job throughout the first 3 weeks of taking a fair amount of reps in terms of the things that we were doing, taking all the look team reps, and now we'll give him all the reps out here for this game.
Brian, you said before that Jaxson was doing a lot of show team stuff, so I'm curious.
He was.
How much has he done to kind of prepare with first team as far as like what he's done with them up to this point?
Yeah, well, he does every rep of the call sheet and the practice, every practice, after practice. There's a group that stays out here, and he goes through the entire practice, if you will.
And he does it with the first team guys?
No, he does it with the other skill guys that maybe haven't gotten many reps, but it's his. He's got to go through the play, visualize it, see it. So that's part of the plan that we've used with him since we started playing in the regular season. Where? With where?
Going through the plays.
You talking about with me?
Is that your experience?
Yeah,
that other
particularly
guys?
young guys. Yep.
Is it fair to say that fans can expect to see some schematic differences in your offense with Jaxson running the show?
Yeah, look, we all got to do a better job. We're going to do what we think we need to do and get him ready to play along with everybody else.
You benched a starter last year and we saw how that ended. If Russ was to come to you and request his release, would you grant it the way you guys did with DJ?
Yeah, I'm really not focused on that, Dan. Russ has been a professional. He was a professional, and he's going to do everything he can do to help his team out in the role that he's in.